Have you ever sat in silence, wondering if God even hears you anymore? Have you ever whispered a prayer and felt like it disappeared into the dark? Maybe no one asked how your heart is really doing lately. Maybe you've been walking through your days in survival mode, smiling just enough to get by, nodding at the right moments, saying, "I'm fine," even when your soul has been screaming for something real. And here's the truth you probably haven't said out loud. It's not that you don't believe in Jesus. It's not that you've lost your faith entirely. It's that the weight has made it harder to feel Him. You know the stories. You've seen His faithfulness before. But lately, there's been a fog, a slow, quiet ache that settles in your chest and won't leave. And the hardest part? You don't know how to explain it to anyone because you don't even fully understand it yourself. You go through the motions. Maybe you still attend church. Maybe you still read your Bible. Maybe you still whisper His name when no one's around. But inside, there's a growing gap between what you say and what you feel. And that's the part no one talks about. That's the part most Christians are afraid to confess because we've been trained to think doubt is dangerous and struggle is shameful. But I'm here to tell you something that I pray breaks chains. You're not alone, and you're not broken. You're just in the middle of something sacred. This tension between belief and uncertainty, this quiet battle between what you know in your head and what you feel in your heart, this is where real faith is forged. Not the kind of faith that looks pretty in Instagram captions, but the kind that survives long nights and long silences. The kind that's born in the dark, in the waiting room, in the hospital, in the heartbreak, in the loss, in the betrayal, in the middle of the mess you never saw coming. And that mess, it's holy ground, because God doesn't just move in clean spaces. He builds miracles in the middle of the ashes. Struggling with faith, you're not alone, and you were never disqualified by your doubt. You're not losing your faith. You're learning what it really means. Because faith is not always loud. Faith is not always clear. Sometimes, faith is just showing up. Sometimes, faith is whispering, "God, I don't feel you right now, but I still want you." Sometimes, faith is letting the tears fall and saying, "I trust you, even when it hurts." And that's where the heavens lean in, that this is already speaking to your heart. Comment, "I'm still here." Let someone else know they're not alone. If all you've done this week is breathe and not quit, that's still faith. If all you've done today is whisper, "God, please help," that's still faith. But if all you can manage right now is sitting here and listening, that counts. That matters. That's worship too. Because worship isn't always a song. Sometimes it's just surviving the day with your eyes still fixed on the sky. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 34, verse 18. If your heart feels broken right now, that's where God is. Close, not far away, not mad, close, He is right there in the spaces where you feel most alone. If you're hurting so deeply you can't form the words, His Spirit understands your sighs. He reads between the tears. That verse is not poetry, it's your reality. The same God who formed galaxies draws near when you're too weak to lift your own head, and when He comes close, it's not with condemnation, it's with compassion, not to scold you for the tears, but to collect them. And when He draws near, He doesn't show up with judgment. He shows up with comfort, with silence that speaks louder than noise, with presence that doesn't demand answers, but offers His nearness. You may not feel Him every second, but you're not forgotten. His eyes have never left you. His hand has never released you. Not once, even in the silence, He was writing your strength. Sometimes we think we need to be strong all the time. We think we have to smile and say we're okay because that's what faith is. But real faith isn't pretending. Real faith is staying even when you don't have all the answers. Real faith is showing up even if your hands are shaking. Real faith says, I'm hurting, but I haven't given up yet. And that's powerful. That's holy. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11, verse 28. This verse is not an invitation to fix yourself before you show up. It's a cry from the heart of Jesus saying, let me carry you. The kind of rest He offers doesn't come from sleeping more or escaping your problems. It comes from knowing you're not alone. It comes from the quiet whisper, I am with you. Rest in His presence isn't an escape. It's a restoration. Maybe your rest isn't about physical sleep. Maybe it's about finally putting down the guilt, the performance, the pressure to be okay. Maybe rest looks like tears in His presence. No words needed, just you and the God who already understands everything you can't say. Maybe this time, rest looks like surrender, not to give up, but to give it to Him. Give all your worries and cares to God because He cares about you. 1 Peter 5, verse 7. He doesn't just care about what's spiritual, He cares about what's real. Your bills, your panic attacks, your heartbreak, your confusion. Cast it on Him. That means throw it, release it, drop it. Don't carry what you weren't designed to carry. You are not weak for handing it over. You are wise. You are brave. You are His. He won't shame you for what you bring to Him. He'll hold it. He'll hold you because that's what love does. It doesn't run from the mess. It sits in it with you and slowly begins to heal. Healing doesn't always come with fireworks. Sometimes it comes with quiet mornings and breath you didn't think you'd find again. I'm with you always, even to the end of the age. Matthew 28, verse 20. Even when you feel abandoned by people, even when prayers feel unanswered, even when church feels like a routine and not a refuge, even then, He is still with you. His presence is not based on your feelings. His promise is based on His faithfulness. And that faithfulness never runs dry. Even if all your friends walk away, even if life breaks in ways you didn't expect, He won't. He stays. He remains. His loyalty is unmatched. His love is stubborn. And that's the anchor you've been needing. The kind of anchor that doesn't always pull you out of the storm, but holds you steady in it. My grace is sufficient for you, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12, verse 9. If you've ever felt like you had nothing left, that's when grace begins to shine the brightest. It's not about pulling yourself up. It's about falling into arms that never let go. God's grace isn't for the people who get it right. It's for the ones barely holding on, the ones who feel like they're too far gone, but still whisper His name anyway. You don't have to earn grace. It meets you where you are. It covers the moments you regret. It restores the parts of your soul that don't even know how to hope anymore. Grace doesn't ask for perfection, just permission to enter. And once it enters, it changes everything. If you've made it this far, comment, "I'm waiting, but I'm not giving up." You never know who your courage might encourage. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Lamentations 3, verses 22 to 23. You don't have to use up yesterday's mercy. You're not running on empty. God is not rationing love. Today's mercy is custom built for today's problems. That's why you made it this far, and that's why you'll wake up again tomorrow, because He's not finished. Each sunrise is a divine reminder. God has not quit on you. That's why your lungs filled again this morning. That's why your story still has breath, because He's still writing it. He hasn't walked away. He hasn't stopped caring. And He certainly hasn't changed His mind about you. I see you, God says. I see you curled up in your car holding back tears. I see you trying to keep it together when no one else sees how hard it is. I see you still showing up. Draw near to God, and He will draw near to you. That's a promise, not a possibility. So even now, in the middle of this quiet moment, just whisper, "God, I still want you," and watch how He answers. Maybe not in a loud way, maybe not with fireworks, but maybe with peace, with a breath, with something small that reminds you He's still with you. He's still writing your story. Even broken faith is still faith. You don't need perfect words to be held. God isn't disappointed. He's drawing closer. Weak faith in a strong God is stronger than loud faith in the wrong thing. Those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. Isaiah 40, verse 31. Waiting is not punishment. Waiting is formation. It's a holy classroom. And even though you can't see what's growing underground, your roots are reaching deeper. What God is building in your silence will one day shout of His faithfulness. It won't always feel this heavy. It won't always feel this quiet, but even in the silence, He's working, He's weaving, He's winning. So please, don't give up. Not now, not here, not when you've already come this far, even when it doesn't feel like it. You are growing. You are being carried. You are still being held together by the hands of a God who never lets go. Say something in the comments, even just, "That's me. I'm still holding on." Type, "Pray for me," I will. We will. You're not walking this alone. Subscribe if you want more words that meet you right where you are. Not to fix you, but to walk with you. You are still chosen, still seen, still carried, still loved. In every quiet, unspoken, unfinished part of your story. And this is not the end. This is the middle. And God is still writing something beautiful with your life. Listen again tonight. Let this be your reminder when the world goes quiet. You are not forgotten. So when you lay down tonight, know this: the same God who held you through yesterday walks with you into tomorrow. He's never failed you yet, and He's not about to start now. Don't scroll away without one small act of faith. Share this video with someone else who might need it. Let God use your courage to awaken someone else's. Let this voice be your comfort tonight until your own voice rises again with hope. You're not alone, and you never were.